Sorry, I just woke up. I was talking about how I just watched a video and it was about this guy explaining how our body is a battery, and people back then wouldn't believe it. And I'm having the same struggle now, is that people aren't believing that you can charge your battery or that it's really important. So just starting over because my alarm went off and it killed the video. So I was like, ah, maybe that's a sign I should get up and put clothes on. No, keep talking. So, anyways, the battery. You are a battery. You're made of water and electrolytes. You have an electrical system. Um, Include that with all the organs that you have are making sound. They are making their own frequencies. Every little part of your body can be affected by different frequencies. So they're finding this out in science. The FDA just approved the use of sound frequencies to eliminate a cancer in somebody's, I believe it was in their stomach or somewhere around there. They pointed this high frequency, just like a laser beam, right at the person, right, like so precisely. It's very like it's a laser type sound frequency machine. I have machines that do enough. You don't need that, right? But if you wanted to charge your battery, this is how it works. So the sun is putting out electrons, energy. And when the energy hits the ground, it changes because the earth absorbs it. And the earth switches the energy. So it goes from being negative, which is good for us, we can absorb that too, to positive, and it's bouncing off. And so when we're walking on the ground, we're absorbing those positive ions. And positive ions need to be changed. So what happens is down here at the feet is positive and up here is negative. Your whole body is the battery, like positive, negative. So you're absorbing those positive ions. And as the sound of your body is moving the ions and the energy, it's changing it back and forth because a wavelength is shaped like this. So it goes positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. And by the time it gets to this part of your body, it's already negative again. And you are shining like a light. You have the sun's energy here that you've cleaned up, we'll say. You've cycled it back to your a positive, but it's negative state, which is good for you. So then you're emitting these ions. You're emitting like a static charge. You can feel the energy pumping off of your body. You're creating a field. It's called an electromagnetic field, and it's for humans. There's other EMFs too, but this is the human electromagnetic field, which is what some people call an aura. Your aura can be different colors according to these people. You can maybe even see people's charges. You can tell when people are charged. And this is going to increase energy. This is going to increase viability. You're going to find that you get sick less often. You're going to find that negative people who come near your bubble won't be able to affect you as easily. You can stay positive. So let's say you need help with your charges, then I would recommend using the Vibe Aura machine. I call it Vibe Aura because it's vibrating your aura. It's creating vibrations. It's going to help you shine from the inside out, from a cellular level. What are they called? Biophotons are parts of your cell that actually light up with certain energy when they're feeling really healthy and alive. As long as your body's alkaline, you cannot develop cancer. So diet is important. You can't eat a bunch of dead food and then expect these frequencies to work perfectly. You know, they can only do so much, but they might also get into your brain a little bit and make you think differently about, hey, you know what? An apple kind of sounds good today, or why haven't I had that much water, or whatever subconscious thoughts you're having. To switch hands. So this is what I do. I turn the machine on the lowest note, and I like to hear the sound bowls but you can also do this with the solfeggio tones. You can also do it with humming. You can hum, right? And send with your mental energy, send that vibration that you're creating with your voice to a certain part of your body. Like, let's say I want to think about how my left foot doesn't get as much heat. My left foot's always cold. So I want to send I just mentally think about it. That's it. I'm not going to call it magic. I'm going to call it imagination. Okay. But if you imagine it, you can create it. And you have a better chance of creating it if you have vibration. So I highly recommend the vibrating, the humming thing. So there's 3 functions of this machine. Whichever one you think is going to work best for you, use that one. You get to decide which one fits your ear better, your body better, which one has to run different tests with it. So not everybody's the same. I can't give you a detailed instruction booklet because you might take off with this thing and do something completely different with it that I'm not even talking about right now. You might just get an idea and go, you know what, I think I'm going to try it for this. Like, you turn the button on. Each button has 7 sounds. So you play the lowest note first, and you can put it right on your body, right? The sound frequency is coming out of a speaker, and you could feel the vibrations. You know the vibrations are penetrating into your body, right? So I start at the root, which is down there, and you could do it 2 minutes. Switch the note, then go to the solar plexus. Do it for 2 minutes. Did I say? I meant sacral. Sorry, the orange one. So it goes like a rainbow. Red, orange, yellow is solar plexus. That's your belly, like about here. Just keep pointing the sound machine at those parts of your body. Heart, voice, you've got third eye, and then you've got the crown. So with vibration, you're tuning your body, just like if your body is a symphony orchestra and one instrument could be playing the wrong note, and that's going to set the whole thing off, right? And so just tuning your body alone, giving yourself like a mini sound bath at home, is something you can do easily in 14 minutes. I know it's like I have the hardest time like convincing people that don't believe it because it is too simple. It's too easy. It's like, how can sound frequencies just like fix me? Here's my warning, and this is not written anywhere, but like sometimes when you're using the machine, emotions will start to shake up or come out. Really strong emotions, like you might have an emotional break, which, for some of us, we don't have time for that. We have to go to work. We have to be in charge of the family. Like, we don't have time to take a day off and like go crazy. However, it can happen. So this is just my opinion. I think that sometimes that's obviously it's like passive aggressive for your body to do that, but like you let things go and let things go and let things go, and you're not happy. And when you hit the frequencies and you start to want to get on a better frequency, you can't continue to do the things you've been doing. It could be a life changer for some people. I'm getting chills just saying that. It could shake things up enough in your mind, in your emotions, in your heart that you just don't want to do what you're doing anymore. It might be the people in your life you can't spend time with. Like it can become like, I don't want to always talk about how the Vibora does this, but I've experienced it myself, and I'm watching a friend experience it. And what do? I told her, keep using it. Keep using it because it's not going to harm you as long as you don't harm yourself, like keep letting the sound frequencies do what they do. And I know this is when I start to know like how powerful these sound frequencies are, because I see her. She's not okay right now, but she's going to be okay. You have to just stay in tune with yourself. If you need to speak to a doctor or a psychologist or anybody, Like, this is the time. Use the Vibora with other modalities. Use it with massage. Use it in the sauna. Use it when you take a bath. Obviously, don't get it wet. It is electronic. I even use it sometimes, like if I have like back or shoulder pain, I'll put the machine like right under my body and I'll just kind of like lay on it. Like, obviously, don't do that if you're heavy, or don't put too much weight, you might break it. But there are ways to like set pillows up so that you're not putting full pressure on it, and you can just lay there with the frequencies spreading throughout your entire body. And I know it's hard to imagine like what that would do until you try it. And that's all I can tell people is just try it. Try it every day. I would give it a solid 20 minutes. Doesn't mean it has to be the same note. It just means like play with it for 20 minutes. Maybe sit there and we'll call it meditate. Some people can't meditate. They can't calm their brain down. But I believe that if you try this sound device, you'll be able to stop some of those thoughts. It'll just help you like get quiet, and maybe, just start at the low frequency. If you want to have sound waves that are like this, when you get up to the higher pitched sound waves, it's going to be like high vibration. So you have to pick and choose which vibration feels good for you, which one you want to be at. But I usually start low and go all the way up high. And then we've gone through all of the different cycles and my body's ready to go. My mind is ready to go. I would just do this, let's call it a cleanse. Let's do that every morning. And then what if at the end of the day, now this is going to be harder, if you could take those higher frequencies at night and go backwards, lower note, lower note, lower note, lower note, and just keep bringing yourself down slowly to get ready for bed, to change the chemicals that you're having like released for daytime, nighttime. I think I've heard most people say that their sleep is so much better when they use the machine. So great, use it for sleep if that's the only thing you use it for. But I think there's so a vast array of uses for the Vibora. So I'm curious how other people are using it. I don't have all the answers. I have some answers, but one of them is you are a battery and you can charge your battery, and you can put off an electrical field, the electromagnetic field for humans. You can charge your body and your field and be putting off more of that energy and light, literally biophotons. And then once you've gotten to that level, somebody can be near you and like, if they're negative, they might actually like go somewhere else because they're repelled by this energy. They're like, yeah, they don't like it. A lot of people are apt to criticize or say, this is a sham product. I can't believe anybody would buy this. And like, you don't have to buy it. I tell those people, go on YouTube. The frequencies are free. They're free. You can just type in HZ and you could find everything you want. You can type in what's the frequency for sadness and grief, and something will come up. You'll get a number and you can listen to that one. Sometimes there's commercials, sometimes there isn't, but either way, you're dealing with a screen. Some people just want to relax and take a moment. I realize that the phones are portable, but this is also a portable device. Charge it up, take it with you. I've had people talk about how it calms their dogs down. And if they have to leave their dogs home alone, they'll leave the Vibora on for the dogs. Great. Because, there's not a lot of alternatives for dogs with anxiety or people with anxiety. There are alternatives. You can take medication. You can get one of those blankets that's really heavy, right? Dogs can have like a shirt that like holds them to make them feel like they're being held. Maybe that helps some dogs. But frequencies is another option. Frequencies also work on plants. So we've got a whole list. I know most people are gardening outdoors. I'm not going to recommend this for outdoor use. You might be able to, but why would you? Because the earth is in harmony and your plants can absorb those charges naturally. Like, I wouldn't mess with that. But if you're doing indoor growing, especially people who are trying to make money from their indoor plants, I highly recommend a Vibora for every 250 square feet of your grow. So if you have a big grow, you're going to need a few of these. They go up to 100 decibels. If you are a person who doesn't want to lose your hearing, try not to go all the way up, because I think 80 decibels is where hearing damage begins. I've been told to warn people with pacemakers, but other than that, sound frequency should not hurt you. And they've shown studies where sound is actually helping babies in vitro develop their listening ability. But more than that, you're developing your spine and your vagus nerve and DNA. And like, I can't prove this because I haven't found a study on it yet. Maybe somebody can send me one. But like, if you gently used frequencies for your child, I believe, and this is just in my imagination, I'll say, that it would prevent certain brain disorders, certain autisms. And this has also not been proven. There is some papers out there, theories criticizing the use of ultrasounds. Real quick, ultrasounds like ultraviolet light. Ultraviolet light we know causes damage. You can maybe do a little bit, but don't do too much. Try to stay within the light spectrum, the visible light. So there's also an audible sound spectrum. The audible sound spectrum has the sounds we can hear from maybe 20 hertz all the way up to 20,000 hertz or terahertz, whatever. And then you've got the sounds that are ultra sound, which are like beyond what we can hear, super high frequency, and you're pointing this at a baby. So be careful. Just think about it. Like, do you really need that picture? Do you really need to, like, can we just do one of them, but like later in the trimester, and don't get it close to me? Like, how can we do this to where it's like as least invasive as possible? My friend who's her child has unfortunately many issues. I asked her the other day, just out of curiosity, how many ultrasounds did you have? And she said 10. Okay, nothing we can do about it now, right? But like, what if that's what did it? We just don't know. Like, a lot of people don't understand the causes of autism. Has there been a rise in autism since the invention of using frequencies on babies? I would just caution anyone to be careful. So I have a sound machine, and I am cautioning you to be just as careful if you're going to try to use it. I would recommend it for people who already have had children with autistic, any type of genetic disorder. Let's get away from autism for a second, because autism, well, her daughter's missing chromosomes completely. Anyways, let's just say this sound frequency could tune a baby's body and get them in the right state of health to where the DNA is replicating correctly. The DNA is the most important part. Like, if we could somehow use it to our advantage, I would start with people who already have had children or have been told not to have children because of genetic complications. Every child that comes out is genetically messed up. Something's wrong. We don't know what. Those people could try this sound device, because what have they got to lose? You could just try it. And if your kid comes out perfect, I want the credit. I want people to know, like, in case you want a child to develop soundly, But like, who's to say? Who's to say it would work or doesn't work? Like, there's no way to prove it does or doesn't. I mean, we're not going to set up lab tests on animals or anything. And there probably are tests out there. I just haven't found. I've been looking. I've been researching. I'm trying to write an article right now about frequency and autism. Well, nobody's done a test on the frequencies that, help people, whatever. It's not out there. There's just no scientific. I didn't find one. They do frequencies like 40 hertz. 40 hertz is a really low frequency. So for a person with an autistic brain, the way they process sound, it's more intense for them. Background noise could be like front noise to that person. Like, they get overstimulated, they get too excited. They might have like, a meltdown, and then that person has to be calmed down because their brain gets so loud they just can't process. So sound frequencies will absolutely help an autistic person relax, possibly cause. So be careful. Like, if you use this on your autistic child and it creates a meltdown, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Like, we're still exploring. But I do know of one child that this has changed the whole family dynamic. Like, every time this child had a meltdown, it would take maybe 45 minutes, and you'd have to hold her. Like, she'd just be too excited and she can't calm down. You'd have to hold her for 45 minutes twice a day. And this is hard. An autistic child doesn't have normal sleep patterns sometimes, and the parent has to deal with that. And so, like, a lot of the thought energies coming from a stressed parent are felt by the child. The autistic children are way more sensitive than we are. I don't think we fully understand. So if it doesn't work on the child, use it for yourself. Like, if you're a parent or a teacher or anybody who works with this population, your thoughts create energy, and that energy can be felt or communicated to the autistic child, especially nonverbal. They still understand, but they have a different understanding with thought energy. So if you have peaceful thought energy, it can change the way the child feels. And the best example of that is, put people who are negative around an autistic child and watch them go off. Like, they know. It's like they just like, I don't like that person, and then they start having a meltdown. I'm still learning about this, so if I've said something wrong, go ahead and correct me. Please don't attack me. I'm also very sensitive. And this is not like a sham product. I really believe in it. And I don't know what else I can do except tell people, like, I'm not giving you the research because you probably wouldn't read it anyways. Like, if you really want to try something, you'll go find out about it. You'll do the research. I used to teach high school, so this is how I know. You can't just stand in front of the classroom and give off information. You have to ignite people's curiosity and get them to go look for it themselves. And they are going to go down a rabbit hole. And every single person is going to learn something different than what I've learned. Education should be individualistic. I don't want everybody on the same page with this stuff. Some things will be basic, like obviously sound. So sound is frequency. Frequency penetrates into your body. It's completely absorbable. You're going to absorb frequency better than you're going to absorb a pharmaceutical medication in your stomach. There's videos about that, that have been watched by millions of people. So there are people out here that I don't have to explain this to. That's my first target market, is like, hey, do you do yoga? You know about the chakras. Check this out. Hey, you do massage. You know about vibrations. Check this out. Like, do you know about the vagus nerve? Are you somebody who understands like the applications of this? Hopefully, just recording it I don't have to say it like over and over. Hopefully people just go, oh, all right, I'll give it a try. And let's say you try it and you don't like it. What I would hope you do is give it to someone else to try. Um, Obviously you can send it back, send it back, send it back. 30 days, give me the proof, give me the proof of purchase. Let's have the date on there. There's a PO box. We're open. Maybe we can find somebody that would like one, and you send it back and we'll just put it in the pile that goes to donations or whatever. Of course, I'm concerned about loss because I worked to put my own money into this company. I've spent, everything upfront cost. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's what you do when you believe in something, when you know this is so good it's going to sell, and you don't know where it's going to sell. I was telling somebody yesterday I want this to go to hospitals. It's not just about being in a place for yoga. Like, this could help people heal or recover faster. This can help people reduce anxiety when they're going to have surgery, or when they're fearing for their life, or they're like, oh my God, like whatever's going on in their mind. You can't heal if you're stressed out. Can't. You have to release all of that stress, and you have to just relax. The parasympathetic system is releasing cortisol. You have to get that to stop. Drinking coffee releases cortisol. So sometimes, you just might have to ditch the cup and, drink tea. Tea's a lot better for you. I'm guilty of coffee. I want coffee right now. I'm probably going to go drink it. I do lots of things that are bad for me. And somehow I'm still okay. And I won't give all the credit to vibrations. I think most of the credit I give to my thinking. I come from a Buddhist philosophy background for the last 20 years. I didn't start like this. It found me, and it's helped me through the years deal with society in general, and to like not lose my mind when all this crazy stuff is happening. So hopefully something from this type of person who created this device for the right intentions is going to go out to people out there. I'm getting chills again, who this will actually help. I'm trying. Hopefully you get it. Hopefully you try it. Hopefully it works for you. I hope the best for everybody. Those are the basics. Like, just relax, use your imagination, use visualization. You can kind of, in some ways, hypnotize yourself, and you can think yourself better. Placebo effect, right? That's your proof right there. Have a great day, everybody. I'm going to get dressed and go have my coffee. One love.